at the post-fight press conference, I saw a clip of Curtis Blaydes saying this. I want to play it, and then I want to prove that at least for this one little part, he was actually wrong. Take a look.
The fight even happened? Is this going to be in the news next week? Am I going to get an interview with Ariel Helwani? Am I going to be on YouTube? And am I going to gain 50,000 Instagram followers? No.
So there you have it. I don't know about the Instagram followers, but you're on YouTube and you're on the Helwani show, Curtis Blaydes. There you are, my man. Of course we were going to have you on.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I was a little scared. I didn't think I'd earned it because it wasn't. I still don't feel like I won one, but I know by the letter of the law, I was the last man standing, so I won. But I appreciate you having me on the show.
Of course, and I appreciate the shout out. So thank you for that. Very nice of you. Man, what a weird thing. Could you even describe what that's like? Like you're about to fight another human being. The crowd is going crazy. He's a tough test. You respect him. And I looked at your face. You didn't really know what to do. How do you even describe what that was like, what that felt like?
It's never happened to me before. I've never had a fight in that early. I never had one in that early, and I never had one in that early because of an injury to my opponent. So I was like everyone else in the stands. I was shocked. I was disappointed. I was ready to fight. I obviously did the warm up. We came all the way out here to London. Like I'm ready to go. I'm prepared. My mindset's ready. I'm ready to fight, and fight's over.
Damn.
So that was weird. That's weird.
When he threw the kick, could you feel that something went wrong or not really? No.
No, I had no idea. Like it landed. I definitely felt the contact. I know it landed, and then I was ready to counter. I was actually thinking about taking a shot because I knew he connected. I knew he had to square back up after he put the foot back down. So I was looking to shoot, and then he grabs his knee, and I'm just like, did I do that? Like what? I don't know.
Crazy. What was the week like for you? I mean, obviously you're fighting the I don't want to say hometown guy. He's not from London, but he's England. They love him there. He's the main event again. Like, did you feel the love? You're walking the streets around the like, were people kind to you?
Yeah, the Brits are great. They're the most polite people I've ever met. More polite, almost. I don't know who's more polite, Brits or Canadians. I don't know.
No, it's Canadians for the record. For the record, it's Canadians. I just want to let you know.
You guys are neck and neck. But yeah, the love's been great. Even after the fight, like I've been out all day. I went to go see Big Ben, Buckingham, all over, and everyone's been asking for pictures. Everyone's been really polite, really gracious. Everyone's like, I wish you guys hadn't been able to fight, but you won. We're sorry it ended that way. Yada yada yada. Everyone's been really nice.
Okay, a lot of people recognizing you on the streets.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like with the haircut, I stand out. It's hard to hide. Yeah.
And what about the crowd? Like the vibe in there? Like you were just fighting in March in Columbus. I would imagine this was nothing like Columbus, right? I mean, that was a pretty good crowd too, but this was probably unlike any crowd you've ever been a part of.
Yeah, I could feel I want to say vitriol, but I don't know if that's the right word, but I could just feel like they wanted me to lose, obviously. I could feel that, and I was expected. We expected that. I've been to Australia, I fought Hunt. It was very similar, very reminiscent of that, but it was just almost more intense because with Hunt, people knew that was like the end. With Aspinall, it was the opposite. They're like, okay, this is the beginning of Aspinall's reign. And you could just feel people were ready to like be like, this is the guy. This is our next British UFC heavy champion. I could feel it. And I wanted to prove him wrong. Obviously, I want to prove him wrong, but I wish I would have been able to actually do that.
How did you feel going into the fight? Like confidence-wise, nerves-wise, what kind of a week was it? What kind of a camp was it for you?
Nerves are always there. Nerves were there for the last guy, for Dawkins. Nerves were there for Jorginho. Nerves are always there. It's a fight. obviously after what just happened this weekend, you never know what's going to happen.
Right.
So nerves were there, but I felt confident. I always do. I feel like I have the best footwork in the division. I feel like Aspinall, he is very athletic. He is very fast, but I, I think people underrate my own speed and my own athleticism. I am a big guy, but I'm fast on my feet. And I felt like I'm matched up with him extremely well. And plus, just being heavier, I knew if I got on top of him, obviously, he is a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I knew he'd have a few counters on the ground, but I felt confident that I could take him down at will and impose my will. I was envisioning a finish.
Did you feel like you were kind of being served up for him to look good in front of the crowd? He's the young guy. Like,
Yeah,
and were you comfortable with that?
yeah, yeah. I get it. Like when they offered it, I knew what it was. Like they wanted to use my name to build him up. That's how it is. That's what it did. Hosmad and Burns. They wanted to use Burns to build up Hosmad, and it worked out. This time it didn't, and I was ready to accept the challenge. I wasn't scared. I wasn't. The nerves were there, but that's just because this is a fight. It wasn't because I was here in London. I felt it was a great camp. I had great sparring sessions. My conditioning was there. That was a big thing. I knew, like, going into the 5th round, I was going to be a big factor of the conditioning, and I felt great. I felt great. Like, I wish we could have fought. I wish we could have actually, like, at least a round, at least one round.
Yeah. What were you feeling in terms of, like, as you were visualizing the fight, preparing for the fight, your prediction internally, how it was going to, like, did you think it was going to be a 25-minute one? Did you think, like, what were you feeling on how the fight would actually play out?
No. I knew he's a guy, he's never been past second round, right? So, I mean, he expects to get used to getting guys out of there early, and you just have like an internal, like a clock. I knew he was going to be aggressive. I knew he was going to be doing the pressuring. Like that's what he did off the glove tap. He took the shit on the octagon, which is not the norm. Usually that's me. So he took that spot, and that's when I knew like, okay, he's not going to alter his game plan. He's going to fight me the way he fights everyone else, which is a little different because usually when I fight guys, they alter their whole game plan. Jorginho altered his game plan. Volkov altered his game plan. Everyone alters their game plan. They become a different fighter when they fight me. He wasn't. He was the same dude he was in all his previous fights. And we knew, okay, he's going to be offensive and aggressive, but the more offensive and aggressive you are, the more open you are to counters and to takedowns. So I knew if my timing was right, I'd be able to find the takedown or a knockout on the feet. And I, not gonna lie, like, even though it was a 15-second fight, we only had like 2 or 3 exchanges. Each exchange, I felt a little, like, I could feel my fist just touching him. And I knew if we had I don't think that fight would have got out of the first round.
Really?
I think the way we were scrapping, like, it wasn't like a feeling out round. Like, it was, we were going. Somebody's going out.
Wow. So obviously you think you were going to knock him out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think also the reach advantage. I have 2 inches of reach. I think I was going to be able to touch him before he could touch me.
Right. Now, I'm always curious about this. Like, when a fight ends that quickly and you're, like, warming up in the back and there's, as you say, like, there's nerves and adrenaline and all that, what do you do when you get to the back? Like, how do you get rid of all of that? How do you release it? Because you didn't get to go, you didn't get to scrap, right? Like, you didn't even break a sweat probably, right?
No, I didn't. I didn't even sweat. I went back there. This was a whole new experience. I had to talk to my coaches, and I spoke to them. I spoke to my sparring partners that I also brought out with me. It was just a lot of talking. I needed to talk it out. I needed to verbalize how I was feeling. I was like, I wanted to fight, and we didn't get a chance to fight. And I knew the reactions of everyone. Like, he didn't win that fight. Like, and that was the opposite of what I wanted. I wanted to earn a respect to everyone, and I feel like I didn't get the opportunity to do that, to earn that respect.
I'm going to get to the post-fight meetup, but in the cage, did you say anything to him? Were you able to talk to him at all?
When he was on the ground, he probably didn't even remember. He looked like he was in a lot of pain. I walked over. I was just like, man, I feel awful. I hope this isn't like as bad as it looks. And I just left it at that. Yeah.
And then we see these pictures of you guys hanging out, having a beer together. How did that happen?
Random. I was in my room where obviously we're in the same hotel. I had dad. I guess he was in the lobby downstairs. You know how they have the bars in the lobby area?
Yeah.
He was down there. I guess he pumped into Aspinall's dad. And my dad's a talker. He'll make friends with anybody. He'll be your best friend if you guys got to have a drink. And I guess they got to talking, and then my dad calls in my room like, "Hey, let's go to Aspinall's room. He wants to have a drink with you." I was like, "Okay, like, all right, I'm down." And then we go up there, and they're really nice. Like the whole Aspinall, like his whole squad, his dad, his uncle, his everyone, even the women, like everyone was super nice, super cool, and I was like, I wish I hadn't gone up there because now I like him. I like the guy. Like you don't want to fight someone you like. And I know we're gonna scrap again. I know because he's only 29. He'll be back. I know he's gonna be out for 8, 9 months, maybe even a year. But he'll be here, so I know we're gonna scrap again. It's hard to scrap a guy you like.
Did you not like him going into it?
No, but I didn't know anything about him.
Right.
That made it easy. I was like in the middle. I was like indifferent.
Yeah.
I didn't like him or did not like him. But now he's a nice guy. I know he's got kids. He's a dad. He's a good dude. So it was nice to meet him though. Nice having a beer.
How long did you spend up there with him?
We were up there for like an hour.
Wow.
It was a good solid hour. Like I said, it was nice guys, and the atmosphere was very friendly, very inviting. Like I said, the Brits and the Canadians, you guys are neck and neck for the playoffs.
Do you think, like, if shoes on the other foot, do you think you want to have a beer with him?
Yeah, it's not his fault. I mean, we got no beef. Like we didn't even fight, so like, why not? Why not have a beer?
And so it's a weird spot. Like, how would you even describe the way he was when you were up there? I'm assuming like super down.
No, he handled it very well. Like he was upbeat. He was fine. Like he knows he'll be back. He knows he's young. He knows he's already better than Derrick Lewis. I think he's better than Tuivasa. I think he's better than Khan. I think he's more well-rounded. Like he obviously has the wrestling. He has the jiu-jitsu. He's very athletic on the feet. I believe that he believes he's going to bounce back. And I believe it also. I don't think this is the end of Aspinall. No. I
agree with that as well. I thought the winner of your fight was maybe going to fight the winner of the Gane Tuivasa fight. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, that was in my head. That's what I envisioned. Yeah.
And do you still feel like that's the case?
Yeah, I mean, who else is available? I'm not going to fight someone again ranked below me. Like I did it for Aspinall because, again, I knew a win over him would be legitimate. It was like he's ranked 6, but he could easily be top 5. So that was different. But I'm not going to fight someone ranked below me. I want the winner of Tuivasa. I feel like I've earned it. I deserve it. I've been in the top 5 since 2018. Ever since I beat Alistair, like I deserve a title eliminator fight.
Mm-hmm. And then what does that even like? Are you? I don't know. It's a weird thing because like we've got an interim flyweight title fight happening this weekend, and the flyweight title fight was the same night as Francis and Gane back in January, and I still feel like we don't really know what's going on with the belt. And you know, obviously Francis' situation has to play out. And what about Stipe? What about John? I know you've been asked about John, but it doesn't feel like there's any sort of resolution there. Are you frustrated about any of this?
Never frustrated. As long as I'm earning, I still got a job. I'm good. I'm good.
Do you still feel like I know you said you think you're going to have to work extra hard to get to the title? Like they're not going to do you any favors. Do you still feel that way?
Yeah, I don't expect any favors, but that's okay. I'm a wrestler. We take the hard path, not the easy path.
Do you think by the end of this year we'll have a resolution to the whole title conundrum? Like, are you?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, I don't know what's going on with Francis. I don't know if he's going to do the boxing, if the UFC is going to allow him, if he's going to have to get lawyers and all that. I don't know what's going on with that. And honestly, I wouldn't be angry with the interim thing if they do Sean Jones versus Stipe, because at least it gives me like a goal, like a trajectory. Like, okay, I beat the winner of Tuivasa. I get the winner of Stipe Jones, and at least I have an interim belt. And that means I get to fight the guy who has the real belt. At least that would be something that I can live with that.
What about you and John? He said that you've been hating on him. Did you see those tweets?
I did. I'm like, bro, all I said was I don't even think he read everything I said. I think he read the first line and was like, But all I said was I picked Stipe over Sean Jones because Stipe has 5-round title fight experience at heavyweight, which John does not. Why does that make you angry? And I also said, John, he hasn't shown he has one punch knockout power, which isn't a bad thing. There's a lot of guys who don't have one punch knockout power that have the belt. Habib, does Habib have? He had the belt. Izzy, does Izzy have one punch knockout power? There's a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys that do have one punch knockout power. That doesn't mean I don't understand why he took such offense to what I said, but I'm over it. Like I don't feel like I said anything like super disrespectful or super aggressive. That's just maybe he had a few too many drinks that night. I don't know.
What do you call you, little man or something? What do you say? What do you call you? Little boy?
He called me tiny. I'm like, bro, you know I'm not tiny. You know I'm bigger than I don't know what that was about, bro.
Oh man, crazy. He's a crazy. Yeah. I mean, hey, it's good to be in the conversation with John. That would be a big fight.
Yeah, hey, if they hit me up for John, I'm down. Yeah. I'll take that fight.
By the way, who do you think wins, Gane or Tuivasa?
I'm gonna go with Gane, just because I believe he's the more technical. I'm always gonna go with the more technical guy over the power striker. Even though, hey, I've lost the power strikers 3 times and Gane twice, Derrick Lewis twice. I believe I'm more technical than those guys, but at heavyweight, you don't have to be technical. That's like icing on the cake. You don't have to be technical at heavyweight. I believe Gane is more technical. I believe he's smart. I believe he knows Tuivasa only has one path to victory. He has to force Gane into a slugfest. As long as Gane is smart enough to avoid that, I think he wins. He probably goes into a decision, but I think he wins.
One last thing before I let you go, and we texted about this briefly. This whole Curtis Blaydes Twitter thing. What the hell was that all about? Where did that come from? One day, like you were all over the place, and I texted you about it. You didn't even know what. Like, have you figured out how this whole thing started?
I have no idea how the algorithm works. I don't know how I became viral. I wish I could do it again because obviously that helps. But yeah, I still don't know how that happened.
Do you know who started it?
No idea. No idea.
There was one day in particular where every reply on every tweet of mine, was Curtis Blaydes Twitter, hashtag Curtis Blaydes. I had no idea where it started, how it started, who started it, and how did you find out about it?
All my homies hit me. I'm like, bro, have you seen on Twitter? I'm like, no, because I was at practice all day. I practice usually on weekdays from like 8 to 9, 11 to noon, and then like another one in the later afternoon. So I'm not really on my phone until after all my workouts are done. So I had no idea that I have people texting me. So when I go on Twitter and I see them, like I'm lost. I don't know It's not a bad thing, but I'm just
No.
lost.
That was weird. And it still kept going. Like UFC even embraced it. They were tweeting it. It was hey, people are talking
I
about it.
appreciate it.
Yeah. What a
No, thank
weird
you.
thing. I like that post that you had about someone wrote, like had a picture of you and Aspinall drinking the beer, and this was like when you and your mates go 0 for 17 at the pub, and you said something like this brought back memories of 2010, 2014 for you. But you're doing all right now, right? Everything's okay. I think
Yeah,
you're happily
I'm
married,
good
right?
now. No, that fell through, but I
What?
have a girl. I have my girlfriend here. We're
Hello. Hi.
good.
All right. Well, you're happily taken.
Yeah, happily taken.
All right. Well, sorry for bringing that up. My bad.
No worries. No worries. You're good. You're good.
You're the man, Curtis. Class act. You handled it with class and grace, and I really appreciated you mentioning us there. Of course, we were going to have you on, and you're always welcome here. So well done on how you handled everything, and I hope you get the winner of Gan and Tuivasa, because that to me is the only fight that makes sense for the winner of that fight, and of course you. And the way you handled it with Tom afterwards was great, and I hope we get to see that fight. I was super excited about that one. I just wanted to see how. I mean, just like your wrestling, his grappling, your striking, his strike. Just an amazing fight. So hopefully down the line, maybe for the belt, we get to see it.
Yeah, I hope they hold on to this matchup and they don't force it prematurely. I think they can hold on to this matchup and we run it back on the belt. I think that makes the most sense. It has hype, and I really want that fight. I want to prove to the world that I can hang with anybody on the feet and on the ground.
Well said. Thank you, Curtis. Enjoy the UK, and I hope they continue to treat you well out there.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you having me on the show, as always.
All right, there he is, Curtis Blaydes, handling it like a pro. Unfortunate what happened. We wish our best to Tom. Speedy recovery.